Hi, everyone, and welcome to Research Nitty-Gritties. Today, we'll be talking about how to pandemic-proof your career. And in conversation with me today, I have Samantha Baatjies, who is an HR expert. She will be giving us strategies on how to pandemic-proof our careers. So, Samantha, thank you so much for joining in today. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. So Samantha, please tell us a bit about yourself, what you do and where you work.
Yes, thank you, Abu. I am, like you mentioned, I'm Samantha Baatjies. I'm in HR. I work for Transnet Property, which is one of the divisions of Transnet Soc Limited. I've been in the HR environment for just over 16 years. I'm married, and I have 2 kids, and that's basically me.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for that. So we're just going to go right into the conversation. Okay, as we know, it's been a very tough year. 2020 has been a tough year. Since this pandemic started, a lot of businesses have closed down and many people have lost their jobs. So today, I would like you to please share with us some strategies that you think we would need in the future to pandemic-proof our careers. Thank you. Over to you, Samantha.
Yes, there's a few strategies that I can share with you. I think during these trying times, the most important thing is that we need to remain resilient. Those in leadership and management positions appreciate employees that are able to bounce back and keep the ball moving during these difficult times. And also, if you think about it, it takes the pressure off having to support or manage an employee that is vulnerable or rigid if you are a manager. It also gives the manager free time to focus on the business, on operations. Then secondly, we need to be willing to adapt to the change. The only thing constant in life is change. And with the onset of the pandemic, change happened at such a vigorous rate. You have companies suddenly having to adapt to a new way of doing business. So employees that are resistant to change can disrupt the process flow within an organization. Rather than resist the change, and I know change is not easy for many people, especially for the elderly generation. But rather than resist the change, come up with alternative solutions, work with management, work with the organization. Then I would say be flexible. I mean, even prior to the pandemic, many companies were dealing with capacity constraints. And the employees that are willing to take on tasks and responsibilities that may not necessarily fall within the scope of their job description. But those employees that take on these additional responsibilities and tasks to ensure the success of the organization are valuable employees. Then be kind and empathetic. Every individual is having to deal with the new reality that this pandemic has brought about. And if an employee is rude or has an attitude, it doesn't sit well with colleagues or management. So offer your colleagues as well as management support. I mean, everybody needs support during these times. Then I would say be innovative. Use your creativity to benefit the organization. When you offer new ideas and solutions to current challenges, you may well be assisting the company to address the challenges that it's facing. And your solutions may even help bring the company a business. So don't be afraid to share your ideas and a new approach to how business is done. Then I would say be open to learning new skills. And I say this often to employees within our organization, you're never too old to learn. Learning new skills not only benefits the company that you're working for, but it's also self-development. And when you develop new skills and you put these skills into practice, you add value to the organization as well as enrich your career at the same time. And then this one is a given. You need to work hard and you need to be tenacious. You need to do whatever it takes to get the job done. At the end of the day, organizations, managers want to see results. So employees that have grit, that have determination and dedication are the employees that are going to stand out from their peers. And then keep networking. You know, humans crave connection, and the pandemic saw many people go into isolation. And you can still continue to network, although we're now networking maybe in a way we wouldn't have networked so readily before. So now you'd be networking via telephone, you're networking working via a video conference, via email, but keep that connection going.
Wow, thank you so much. Keep that connection going. I like the last word. I appreciate that, Samantha, and I know our viewers are learning a lot from your wealth of knowledge. And now, a lot of people have lost their jobs. What advice do you have for people who have lost their jobs already?
Yes, this one I think a lot of people are anxious about. I mean, I think it hits close to home. We've heard of family members, we've heard of friends that are having to deal with this. And very importantly, I would say keep a positive mindset. And I know it's difficult. I know it's difficult when you've lost a job to keep your mindset in the right space, but it's not going to help you to be negative right now. And in actual fact, when you're negative, you stunt your creativity. So I would say keep a positive mindset. Don't be negative, but rather stay in the the job search mindset. Then be strategic in your job search approach. There are still companies that are looking to hire. So look for where there's a need. And then use multiple resources when doing your job searching. Don't limit your scope to one resource. There are so many platforms. There's social media, there's recruitment agencies, there's print media, there's word of mouth. The options are vast. Then I would say continue to network. Call up people who are in the industry or the industry that you're interested in pursuing at this point. So call them up, reach out to friends and family who may have connections to a company or industry that you're interested in as well.
All right. Thank you so much. Is there any specific resources online that you would like to share regarding looking for jobs?
Yes, there's LinkedIn. That's a very popular one. So, and I think quite a few people are aware of LinkedIn. So in terms of social media, there's LinkedIn, but then also working for many organizations, they tend to save costs by advertising their positions online via their websites. So go into the industry that you're interested in, or the organizations that you're interested in. Go into their websites, have a look. They normally have career pages where they'll list the vacancies that they currently have available.
All right. Now, speaking of vacancies, most of our viewers are research students who are busy with their master's or PhD. And many people are looking into getting into the industry. For research students, is there any hope at all for master's or PhD graduates to get into the industry? And if there's hope, please advise on what to do, what steps to take in order to make themselves relevant in the industry.
Yes, absolutely, there is. I would say, first of all, make sure that your CV is up to date and make sure that it's professionally put together. And I don't mean go to a professional to have it together, but when coming from somebody that deals with recruitment on a day-to-day basis, it makes a big difference when you have a look at a CV and there's no grammar errors and there's no spelling errors. It needs to be put together very professionally. Then market yourself to the various job search resources. Like I said before, like I mentioned earlier, there's LinkedIn. Go onto the company's websites, have a look at their career page to look for any vacancies that might be available within the organization. Then once you've secured the interview, you need to make sure that you go through the job spec thoroughly and research possible questions based on the job spec. do thorough research on whatever job you're interviewing for. Call up the company if you have to. Speak to somebody that's in a similar industry that can help you with possible questions. And so you draft questions based on what the job spec outlines. And then finally, don't be discouraged should you not bag your first interview. Rather see it as a learning opportunity. The more interviews you attend, the more comfortable you'll become at being interviewed. And don't be afraid to request feedback once the interview is complete.
Thank you. Don't be afraid to request feedback. But in reality, Samantha, people rarely get interviews, especially masters or PhD holders. Is there any specific advice you have for them?
Okay, in terms of getting interviews, the job market is tough, right? You need to be, like I said, you need to be determined. You need to not give up. Eventually, you will get your break. Okay. Yes, the fact that you have a qualification, it works in your favor. uh, you've got that added advantage. And like you said earlier on, not everybody has those qualifications. So I would say continue to search. Don't keep that mindset of searching, being on the lookout for a job. Continue to search, continue to market yourself. Market yourself through whatever platform there is. There's recruitment agencies, there's the LinkedIn. And I would also say, sometimes when you so desperately looking for a job, this is all that you have on your mind. But I've seen, remarkable stories of employees that have lost their jobs, and they try to shift their focus slightly in how they can give back to the community. And when you're out there and you see what various other people are having to deal with that are less fortunate than what you are, you gain a perspective. So give back to the community. Try and broaden your skills, in whatever area you feel that. Do a skills analysis. Where am I lacking? Where could I gain more skills? And continue to grow that way.
Be willing to volunteer. Put yourself out there. Do community work. Wow. Thank you so, so much, Samantha. And do you have any final words for our viewers today? Your take-home message?
Yes, I just want to say, hang in there. We all in this together. It's very trying times for all of us globally, and just be mindful that, like anything, it's not forever. This is just for a moment in time, and yes, it's a difficult moment in time right now, but this won't last forever. So don't ever give up hope. As long as you have hope, you've got something to hold on to. So never give up hope. Continue to put yourself out there. Continue to market yourself. Continue to put yourself forward, and I know eventually something will come through.
Awesome. Amen. Thank you so much for that. And speaking of hope, there's some question I would like to chip in now. Based on your experience in HR and your observation generally, what is your observation of the rate at which masters and PhD graduates are being employed in the industry?
Okay, in terms of the rate, there's always a need. It might not be as big as your lower level, your semi-skilled positions. Obviously, coming from the environment that I'm currently in, there's more of a need for your semi-skilled employees. However, there is a need. There is a need for your masters, those levels. There's definitely a need, and often these employees, well, those sort of positions are headhunted, like from your agencies, your recruitment agencies, like I said, from LinkedIn. So, and that's why I say there is a definite need for you to make sure that you keep yourself marketable. skilling yourself. Yes.
All right. Upskilling. All right. And I believe viewers have learned a lot from Samantha today. And take care of yourself, everyone. Take it easy. All right. Bye. See you soon.